Hi, this is Tom, and this is Culture Chap. Today we're talking about backstage tours and the different styles of backstage tours you can do. I'm a fan of the touch tour for the blind or the visually impaired. Now, I've seen this in a video from the Old Vic in London. There's also an Old Vic in Bristol, in England, and it looks wonderful. Now, it's not an instructional video, it just shows what they do and the importance of them, which is fantastic. The What they do is lead the people that are visually impaired onto the stage to touch props, set, costumes. It's beautiful. To have the team who is the audio describers take care of this tour is your best bet. They're already used to describing things during the show into speakers in the person's ears. Now, why should you do this? Because they never get the chance to touch the items, they only get to hear the show. So bring them on stage to touch the items, to sit in the furniture. Now, if you have actors that want to come out and do the various accents for the people, that's even better. Or if those actors are busy, which many actors are, have their understudies do it. The understudy can be a great source, especially talking in the accent. Here we have the set for a streetcar named Desire, and I'm playing Blanche. And Blanche has an accent like this, sort of the soft moonlight at Magnolia kind of southern accent, because she's a little pretentious and a little drunk. And what her costume feels like would be fantastic for the people to see. Now, I think it's best in tiny groups. You have someone from costumes showing off the costumes, someone from the set showing off set, and maybe the furniture, and then someone from props. Because props need to be probably held by that person for the people to feel. You don't want them dropping anything, which is not their fault. I'm not sure a show that is super modern with not a lot of texture is the best show to do this for, but you never know. Maybe the show is modern, the set, but the costumes and the props have lots of texture. That's why I'm wearing this today. This shirt is a little loud, but it has an incredible softness to the flannel. And the colors are something that an audio describer could describe. Now, if a person is completely blind since birth, it makes it a little more difficult. But there are ways, especially when audio describers describe things in similarities to food. Have you had a strawberry? Have you had a cranberry? This flannel shirt has a red that is so cranberry, it's like a strawberry more intense, if that's what you've eaten. Things is, most people have eaten strawberries. Whether people are a fan of cranberries, I don't know. They have to ask the person. The green in the shirt smells like fur. The green in the shirt smells like redwood leaves. Whatever they have to say, that is something that they can connect to. The softness of the shirt, blah, blah, blah. This is important for the character for this reason. This is his comfortable shirt. This is his laying around shirt. How to describe plaid or tartan? That would take a poet. But the audio describers are usually very poetic in their descriptions. And when they're up close and personal, the audience is going to love what they're talking about. Have someone from costumes who's well spoken, who knows about the detail of the costume, who's not going to, wax on about, hi, these are pearlies. That's a very British thing. These are pearlies. It's a suit covered with pearl buttons. Now, the style of the pearl, that's not so interesting. The different size buttons and the pattern that the person can feel as they're touching it, that's more interesting. The braiding in an Elizabethan doublet, the fullness of a 1950s prom skirt, all these things they can feel. Take them to the furniture. This is how the person sits. The person grips the arms of the chair like this during the show, and they are a king. They are a lawyer. They are on the witness stand and they're clutching it like this because they're tense. All these things matter. Now, I'm thinking that probably actors might be too busy to do these tours, but they're not going to be that frequent for your theater. I'm not sure. It's up to your clientele and how you find them to tell them this is available. Again, like the other things you offer on your Join Us button on your website, I'm encouraging every theater to have a Join Us button where they talk about these different offerings. You want to sort of ask at these other events, how many people would come to a touch backstage tour? Do you have friends that come or they're visually impaired? Do you have parents or grandparents or children that are blind? What do you think? You might be surprised how many people you have in your patronage that come to see your shows, to hear your shows. And now they can get a real sense of what the show is during a touch backstage tour. Now, even if you schedule them during a show that is not that interesting, maybe there's a two-character show and they're on an island and it's a very minimal set and there's no props because they're on an island. They have a couple of props. You can still have one of these tours. You can describe what the set is and you can bring costumes from other sets. You can bring set pieces from other sets that are mobile. You can bring costumes from other shows that are past that you have in your storage or that you borrow. And jewelry, things like crowns, if they're not too sharp, crowns, boutonnieres, the floral displays that are fake, anything from any other show that is of interest that you can describe to them would be fantastic. All while saying, this crown was in Richard, this bouquet was in Little Women, this jewelry was in All About Eve. Whatever you have to say while you're describing each thing thoroughly, and let them touch the whole thing, not just the lapel and somewhat, if it's something from the Renaissance, here's the doublet, here's the shirt, here's the pumpkin pants that went with the shirt, or whatever the person is wearing. Here are the shoes that were supposed to be aged for this character, and how we distress them. All these things with colors, because you don't know how visually impaired the person is. That's none of your business to ask, by the way. Just describe them to everyone and let the person who has the visual impairment let you tell them what else they need to know. That's very important. How often? I wish I knew. Once a month, once every 2 months, it depends on your theater. But I think it's something that many theaters, almost all theaters, should offer. Because again, you don't know how many people are coming to your show that are visually impaired. I don't think your ushers are taking note of who comes in with a cane or who comes in on the arm of someone. That kind of thing. Even the people that you think have perfect vision may have glaucoma issues or have vision problems they don't talk about. So offer it, see what happens, you'll be surprised. All right, we're going to talk more about other backstage tour styles and all kinds of other things to do with keeping your theater alive and vibrant. All right, like, subscribe, share with a friend, and I will talk to you again. All right, bye.